me spending your precious energy with me. It means that things are starting to move and I'm delighted. I want to introduce myself to you and say what I am here to do and what is my purpose and how I'm going to go about doing this purpose, executing this purpose. According to Jay Shetty, and this resonates with me, the purpose of life is to have it all, to experience it all, to be able to be in the shittiest, but to actually be able to be alive in this shittiest. And this is one of my purposes, is how can we be alive? How can we experience it all while being present? I am here to help you feel safer and to establish the connections. I have massive vision about where the world is heading, and I studied the ancient stuff and the ancient tribes. And by reconnecting to nature, which is the channel between the realms, the nature doesn't lie, and neither does your body. Now, we're working with the body, working with emotions. It can be quite tricky at times because of psychology and physiology, and I'm only studying all of this now about the neurons and how all of this is working on a deeper level, and I will keep studying. But for now, I want to go with my heart and say that I am here to share with the books how to make yoga simpler. Then the more I study, the more I can add things and publish things. But for now, let's think about the kid being born, right? The kid being born to a family where the kid is being waited for, and also feeling safe in a tribe. However, that's not the case. The tribes before had loads of misunderstandings and would fight each other because they never felt safe enough. And yeah, for some actually weird ass reasons, they would try and divide the Mother Earth, etc. Now, the only way that I can share this is, people are on different level of consciousness, and some of them get stuck and decide that this is their way or no way at all, and they're not open to my ideas, and that's okay. If you're here, you probably are, and that makes me happy. So where is the Earth heading? Well, first of all, we need to develop the flexibility within our systems and the safety by releasing, by dancing, by tending to our bodies, learning somatics, learning how to clean everything from your yoni to your energy, from any outside sources, because guess what? We are all unique. Then this tribal community life can come back to Earth. So while being in community life, we also work on our individuality. Are we feeling wanted? Are we feeling loved? Are we feeling needed? Do we feel like we want to live? Do we feel like there is someone to rely on in case something happens to us? Because we can get sick because of so many other different things. Everything is ultimately a vibration. So working with vibrations on subtle levels is something that we are capable of doing. Now I understand the evolution takes its place, so it's quite slow, but I'm still here to share the perspective. Everyone has unique soul footprint and unique soul purpose here, but it's about getting as alive as possible. It's about getting as, just alive. I'm personally very, very curious, and I love to explore. I love to travel. I love to explore Mama Earth. Look at the insects. They're all dope. They're like little dragons. Like, oh my goodness. Look at kids. Look at their perspectives. And all I can do is just offer my perspective and a space for you to maybe look at things differently. Maybe not. Maybe just a space for you to feel, because offering the space for people to feel is one of my biggest joys. Because when I give myself space to feel, just be human, life just becomes, oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I am human. And all of my practices just, I feel called to do them. what happens when we do the somatics, when we do the energy healing or just dancing or breath works or whatever it is, we free up space for our authentic joy, creativity. We can reprogram the beliefs that we have in each chakra. We can get to know if we work better in which environments, if we work well with pressure or not, if we, yes or no kind of thing, or maybe, or how can we get to know ourselves. You can use human design, you can use some other things, and all of that is a stepping stone. I validate those techniques, and I validate people who don't use those techniques, but they can be a stepping stone. At the end of the day, only you know if you like the chocolate ice cream or not, and it's just already there. How can we work together with our desires? Desires really lead us, and yeah. So we can go to the places where we feel beyond the worthy or unworthy. We feel just our being as already always worthy, very valuable, and then we can see how can we interact, how can we co-create, how we connect to people from our authenticity. And that's what I'm here to do as well, to help you do that. So innovation, creativity, and your nature is something that allows us to spread this vibration. We, once again, remembering our humanity, remembering how to be our own source, and remembering how to fill ourselves up so that we can spill. But firstly, remembering to really take responsibility of ourselves. I am not for a second disregarding the pain and the suffering, and for example homeless people who feel like they're alone. And if you take famous people who used to be homeless as well, how they have changed into like being millionaires, one little step at a time, one little choice at a time, one meditation at a time, meditation that served them, but once again being very discreet between the different types of meditations, and making sure that the meditations that you do serve your aligned action as well. One action at a time, my loves. The techniques that I'm using are very, very grounding. So the somatics, the touch work, the breath. So how can we adjust our nervous system by adjusting our breath, but also very easily understanding that heartbreaks, etc., are part of life, but it's about how we can open our body after that. How can we feel the grief and experience it, which is the part of life, but at the same time fully open up even more after that. How can we use those practices like Tao practices, but like in a good way, to be able to open up again, to be able to reconnect to the elements and the nature. After that, once again, where is the humanity heading? As I see it, which could be a possibility, is bring more of nature to the cities, to try to reuse things more, which is already happening. Kids that really learn to grow their own food, changed education, potential-based education, where the kids are there to be able to be their unique selves, to do innovation, to do self-mastery, ikigai, and to do like art and whatever it is that they want to co-create a better world, where the limiting beliefs of religion and just all dogmas are not imposed. But once again, the beliefs that kids get are very often something that we make up as well as kids, and then we believe that that's what it means, and we attach meaning to things and to events that had nothing to do with who we are, and then we decide, oh, if my dad left, I'm a bad person, I'm unworthy, etc. That's not true. This is what I'm saying about getting to a place where you feel in your body your worth again. And yeah, so the more we get back into our nature, the more we remember the cycles of nature, the more we remember the fact that we are in fact part of our nature, we can really fill up our body, we can really feel alive in every cell of our body. and we can really, yeah, we just are in our bodies. And it could be the sister wounds, it could be some other wound, whatever the wound it is. I'm the more we are opening up, the more we use every trigger, we remember that every trigger is there for us because we are alive. You are alive, I am alive. We can, and the more we learn to feel our feelings, all of them, all of the emotions, every possibility of life, and we accept our good, our ugly, our disappointed, our everything, the more we accept that, the more we become the parents to ourselves that, you know, our parents probably couldn't be for whatever reason. And yeah, the more we nurture our inner feminine, inner masculine, and our inner kid, and all of that. So sharing this work, and I'm sharing this through creativity, through the workshops, through creating spaces for you to feel, but also through traveling and getting to know people and tribal way of lives, and being in those countries where my parents or like someone else wouldn't really go, really getting to expand my knowledge of different cultures and seeing where the cultures are like patriarchal and religion based, etc., and where cultures are not. And doing this work and attending the festivals is the biggest bliss and the biggest honor for me. And yeah, there are endless light workers or just human souls who already give and share this these days, and that's of enormous worth for me. And as I'm developing, as I'm using all of those amazing techniques, yeah, the more I learn to trust myself, again and again and again, and giving space for this tender self, for my heart to speak, for my heart to be expressed, to live my truth every second of my life. So the more we're doing this, the more we can help, like the more we can help one aspect of our life to align, the more others would align as well for our ultimate health and joy and pleasure. But please don't forget that we're here for human experience, and human experience involves it all. Somehow it does make sense already. And welcome to the journey of life, I guess. We're on this together, and I'm like, oh my god. And I keep being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And also going into my fear, I remember how powerful I am. And yeah, so magics, and then going out of our comfort zone, yet becoming our home. Are you excited? Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I don't know where exactly I'm going, but I'm nurturing myself and I'm nurturing my projects and I'm giving this life. So here we go. I'm sharing.